So hello everyone, I've just come back on. I am having a little bit of a mini nightmare in getting this the right way up. Apparently it's still not the right way up, so it may not be. So I apologize for that in advance, and I'm just gonna carry on anyway now because I'm not entirely sure how to fix it, but I will look to fix it tomorrow. So I apologize if I am the wrong way up. Hello Joyce, darling, lovely to see you. And who else have we got here? Hello Raquel, nice to see you, darling. So welcome to the Masterclass series. I've just been apologising if I am the wrong way up because this is now take 2. I am going to make it my mission to work this out for tomorrow's session, so we are not still the wrong way up if I am, so apologies. Okay, so I've got my notes here, so that's why I look away now and again, not that I'm not paying attention. I'm just want to feel into everything here and really bring you everything that I'm hoping to give you in this series. So this is a 10-part masterclass series. It's called the TruthBombs. Yeah, because I'm really looking at blowing the lid off. Yeah, some of those challenges and topics that as women sometimes we don't talk about or we don't feel safe to talk about for many reasons, okay? And you can watch my intro to this series that tells you a little bit more about that and how it really doesn't serve us to do that, right? Because when we hide away our challenges and the things we're going through, the problem we have is that other women or us will look at these people's lives and think, oh my God, they're perfect, and feel like we're inferior in some way. So we want to blow that out of the water, okay? So thanks so much for being here. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Now some of you will know who I am, but I am going to introduce myself for those of you that may not know me as well. So I'm Anita Gosel, I'm a transformational coach, and I'm the pioneer of Liberate Me. So in other words, what I'm really here to help you with is to really break those vicious patterns, yeah? So anything that holds you back in life in any way, in your relationships, your health, whatever it may be, in your work, your business, and to break those vicious patterns fast without you having to change anyone else and without having years of therapy. Yeah. So that's what we do here at Liberate Me. And what I'm hoping to do in this masterclass series, which is running from today into February the 6th, is to really give you some nuggets from that Liberate Me formula, yeah, that I pioneered. So you're going to get some real value here. So this is to be interactive. So if you're here now, absolutely thumbs up, love hearts, make comments. I will have a look and see if I can comment on them. If I don't, as we're live, I will come back to them after. So if you've got questions, throw them in. This is about immersing yourself fully. So today's masterclass is about my story, real and raw. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you more about why that's going to help you. So a little bit more about me. I'm a qualified transformational coach. And I've really been on a journey that's allowed me to experience all of the things that I talk about that I help women transform on now, okay? So I had a lot of therapy as well in the past and lots of different types of self-help, and it didn't necessarily help me to make that transformation. And that's what's different here. Yeah, it gave me a lot of awareness, which sometimes made me feel a bit, it made me feel a bit crap sometimes, if I'm honest, because I wasn't able to make the changes I wanted to make, yeah, and actually transform it and become it. So I just use it as a stick to beat myself up, okay? So I did not really look to teach my clients a lot of theory, as a lot of my clients have tons of awareness. They know what it is they want to change, and they just really want to know how to evolve and become that person, okay? And that's what we do. And that's a huge difference in what I do through the immersive and transformational techniques. So it's really about becoming who you want to be here, yeah? Who you wish to be, not through willpower or trying, yeah? So it just falls in. And a lot of the time my clients will say it happens as if by magic. And that's because we're doing this in an immersive way, okay? So, and getting that awareness. So I really do know what it feels like to feel hopeless, yeah? And I know what it feels like to feel defeated, or when you're just exhausted and feel like rubbish. I know what it feels like to have that constant inner crappy self-talk, and what it takes to get away from that, okay? I also know what it feels like to, have a divorce on the table. Yeah, you're going to hear more about that I went through 11 years ago now, and much more about my story today. And that horrible, horrible feeling when our dreams sort of fall away from us, or we fear losing them, if that makes sense. And I know what it feels like to feel guilty that, we have it all, and yet we feel like something is missing, or we can't fully enjoy it. So we feel even guilty for reaching out for help. Yeah. So a lot of the clients I work with feel that way as well. So I've really spent those years coming up with this formula so you can now shortcut it. Yeah. So this is why I've learned all of this, and I've shortcut the process through the formula. And we look at everything here. Yeah. We're looking at ourselves financially, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, which is a big piece as well. So you're going to get to experience some of that in this series. Yeah. So Liberate Me really is the formula, the system. And nice thing about systems, they work. Yeah, they work for everyone. So it's a blueprint, if you like. It is really unique, and it does change things fast to unblock women and move you forward. So I'm super, super excited to be bringing you this today. Yeah, and over the next period of the next couple of weeks up to the 6th of February. Yep, got 10 sessions. Yep. So the biggest results my clients get is really around, they get precisely what they desire. Yeah, precisely what they desire. So, and I say it fast and as if by magic is a lot of what I'm hearing. Okay, so this is what it allows you to do. So whether that's in your relationship, and feel into that for yourself now. Why you're here? Is it you're feeling a challenge in your relationship, your career, your business, your wealth, your body? What is it for you? And put that in the comments. I'm feeling that I would like a change in this area. That's where I'm feeling the most challenge. Yeah. So today, let's get started with the masterclass. So today is really about my story. And you will hear more about the purpose of me sharing this. Yeah. This is not about sharing a sob story just for the sake of it. Yeah. This is about sharing this story so it can evoke you to get the magic that we get out of when we're able to own our story. Yeah. And there's a couple of pieces here in terms of how it really helps us to own our story. Yeah. What is that? Yeah, so the two main pieces are that one, you understand, your story, and you can be vulnerable and own it. And two, you understand some of the wounds, identities, beliefs, and things you've picked up that just don't belong to you. Yeah, that are holding you back, and also meaning that you're attracting that into your life. And you could be, with whether you're doing that consciously or with awareness, you could be living from that wounded place. Now, we're not going to be going into the wounds in a big way today. This is more the preparation work. Yeah. So it's giving you that nugget, to start with. And we have got another masterclass on inner wounds and what they are and why they are a problem. Yeah. So you're going to be getting huge value. So I'm going to start with my story now. So for me, I believe there's really nothing worse than a wasted life. Yeah, that's really why I'm here and what I do today. So for me, when I was 17, I had the most incredibly life-changing moment, and that turned my life upside down when someone incredibly close to me took his own life. Yeah. And I did not know how I would survive that, as you can imagine. Yeah, it turns you inside out in every way. And it made me realize that we need to make the most of our lives, that our lives is ours, that it's a gift, and that we are here for a purpose. And that each of us is truly unique, and it is in our story that brings our uniqueness. It is in our pain that brings our purpose. It's really important to acknowledge it. It's got so much for us in it, to take us forward. And I really believe that none of us are here by accident. I don't believe you're here by accident today, here on this masterclass. I don't believe we've connected by accident, because we are all connected, And we have a great deal of value to give the world. And whilst we sit in this small place, we can't give that. So this is what we're opening up here, to liberate ourselves to be able to do that in a big way. Okay. So this is why I'm here. I didn't always used to be a transformational coach. No way. Yeah. So it was a purposeful desire for me. Yeah. One I had to really discover by owning my story. Yeah. Owning it completely, not belittling it, not pushing away, not suppressing it, not letting it, not becoming it, not letting it, it doesn't need to be who I am. Yeah, because I went through these experiences. Yeah, but it's important for me to acknowledge it so I'm able to take the juice from it. Yeah, the juice is who am I here to be and what impact am I here to have. Yeah, we've gone through painful experiences in our life, or bad experiences, or things that weren't so great or didn't feel so good, or beliefs that are built up because they have information for us to take us forward into our purpose. Yeah, does that make sense? So give me a thumbs up if you're relating as well. Yeah. And also it helps us identify the wounds, yeah, that I've talked about, and heal those wounds that we're going to be covering on another masterclass. Okay, so we won't go into that today, but it's really important to bring those to the surface, not to dwell on them forever. Yeah, we move past them too quickly, and that leaves us stuck and living from those wounds and attracting experiences, relationships, work experiences, business experiences, whatever it may be, from that energetic space. Yeah, so it's about being able to shift that out the way. So this is why it's important. Yeah, that's why it's so important to know your story. Okay, so I was really able to create this newfound connection with myself, which is what I want for all of you in this community, to get to the authentic me. Yeah, the real me, not what my story built me to be. Yeah. Hi Neelam, lovely to have you here, darling. So yeah, so I was able to build that for myself, this connection to the authentic me. So it really was a light bulb moment. So that's what I'm hoping you're going to get through this masterclass series, is some light bulb moments. And when you have them, share them, for God's sake. Yeah, the idea is that we want to share our stories, so share it in the comments if you get a light bulb moment. Okay. So it was when everything started to become clear to me, when I was able to own my story, yeah, in a big way. I was able to trust myself in my decisions. I mean, just imagine trusting yourself fully, yeah, with your decisions and who you are. And I knew what would make me happy, yeah. And what made me happy made others happy, okay? So that's really important. So I'm really acknowledging you for the courage and bravery for being here today. It takes guts to even be in a community like this, right? Because we're like, oh, I'm in this community, and that's saying that I have challenges and I want to change something. So, I mean, I invite you to show up more, yeah, to not hide in the background, make comments, but at the same time, I understand, yeah, it's great that you're just here. That's a huge step as well. So whether you're looking at this now or watching it back, feel free, yeah, to make comments and share. So I really used to be a person that was living really to make other people proud of me, to please others, yeah? To really make it my mission in life to make them happy, because I was under the impression that this would make me happy in some way. Does that make sense? Does anyone ever feel like that? Yeah. I was really trying to find my happiness from the outside, yeah? So create outside experiences, or make other people happy, or create a home, or go get a job, and then that would make me feel happy, right? It doesn't work, sadly. Yeah, so for me, a big part of it was that I really wanted the seal of approval from my mother, yeah? So that was a big part of my story and my relationship. And it went so far for me that I ended up in a relationship in my 20s that was abusive, yeah? A relationship where, I don't know if you can imagine a piece of paper, but where you fold yourself up in half to fit in for someone, and then you fold yourself up again because you're trying to fit into what makes them happy, okay? And then you fold yourself up again and again and again until I disappeared. Yeah, I felt like I disappeared. And I felt disconnected and lost, like I was on the outside kind of looking in, yeah, at myself. I felt removed from myself even, if that makes any sense. But I was, so I really became a person because, that was my story, those were my wounds, which I'm very willing to share more about. I actually wrote my story years ago when I wasn't doing this work as part of my healing process. And so it's very raw and real. So if anybody wants to see that story, it's too much to share on something like this, and it's something you read. It might help to evoke yours. Then just put yes in the comments, and I will heartfeltly share that with you. Yeah, that's not a word, but from my heart, yeah, I will share that with you, because that's going to be the exercise, yeah, to have your story as well. So for me, I became a person that really just accepted scraps of love, yeah. Any bits of love that was thrown my way, I was grateful to have it, yeah. Even if in reality it wasn't love at all, yeah. So they would say they love me, but I didn't feel that love, if that makes sense, yeah. So, and I didn't have any concept of self-love. You know, when I heard of self-love, I felt it was pretty weird and selfish. What was that all about, yeah? So that was very new to me, and I had very little idea of what love should look like from my childhood blueprint, yeah, our programming. And this is what happens in our story. We are programmed, yeah. We have certain beliefs, certain blocks, certain wounds, yeah, and certain experiences that infiltrate into our today or make us feel lost, yeah, like we don't know who we are, even though we have it all sometimes, yeah, we have it all, and we're like, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's really normal, and it's really easy to resolve, yeah, through Liberate Me and the formula we do here. So I'm so happy to share that with you, yeah, and I want you to feel that, really feel that. So for me, that picture of love was about self-sacrifice. That's what I was brought up with, particularly being a UK-born Indian as well. So it was all about self-sacrifice, all about giving in, yeah, and deprivation. And then you would get reward for that. I mean, even the tradition and the cultures of the Asian culture promote that in some ways, yeah. So it was really being what others needed for me to get love. Yep, so that's what I did, yeah. And that means I lost total sense of myself in many ways, yeah. And now I know this is the biggest piece of bullshit, without swearing, yeah. And I do swear sometimes, so I apologize, but it is the biggest fallacy going, yeah. It's the biggest fallacy going. So for me, there was a moment, you know, when I was in that marriage, the abusive marriage, where I was sitting on my bed in my perfect home, yeah, that I'd created this perfect life. I was very successful as a marketing director. I had a great life, great car, you know, everything looked wonderful on the surface. But inside my world was a mess, yeah. And I didn't know who I was. I didn't even know what would make me feel happy, yeah. I was very disconnected from that, okay. And I started to imagine this child in front of me, this little girl. So at the time, my husband wanted to have a baby, you know, my ex-husband, and obviously I was very nervous about this because of the situation I was in, and it was making me really reflect, okay. So I imagined this little girl in front of me, and I imagined her speaking back to me. She had this partner that she was seeing him treating me in this way, with that lack of love, yeah, that lack of respect, with the verbal and physical abuse that was going on for me. So I really noticed how my imaginary child, yeah, that was in front of me there, was noticing how this man was treating me. And I was repelled, you know, disgusted and angered, yeah, that this child was seeing this in this imaginary vision in my mind, yeah, while I was sitting there on my bed. And I really felt the need to protect that child, okay? And take it out of harm's way and shower her with love, yeah. I felt at the time this was my imaginary child that, you know, that I might be giving birth to, yeah. But then I realized that actually this child was me, yeah. It was me. It was my little girl inside of me. I don't know if you ever feel that, yeah. And why it was, then I felt, you know, why was it okay for me to enjoy that kind of small existence, that kind of pain, that kind of living, yeah. And it was in that moment that I really decided to say no to toxic relationships. That was a big moment for me, and really yes to a brand new way of living and developing. And that's what I'm helping women to do now here, yeah. That sort of that new way of living into self-love, and yes, into that liberation, yeah. And I had to get to know me all over again. Yeah, it's not like you're finding yourself. It's really a remembering of who you were. It's just that all the stuff that got in the way of that as you've been growing up, culture, society, parents, experiences, wounding, all of those things that have come in are now holding you back in some way and finding out who you really are. Yeah, it's more of a remembering of that and accessing it. That's why it's so easy. It's not that hard. Yeah. And really to find out what made me happy. Yeah. And find practical ways of really creating a life that I loved for me. Yeah. For me, you know, that it does not for everybody, but for me, it started with getting divorced from that marriage, and then with time from help with coaches, mentors, I was really able to find my truth and my way home. Yeah, back to me. Yeah, and that's what we're looking to do here. Something that I had really not experienced before. Yeah, I didn't even know that feeling of home. I can't see, but I didn't really know where my home was. I didn't feel like one with myself. And it had a way of unveiling these desires to me. Desires I could not see before, yeah, let alone create, yeah, in any way. So this is what I'm hoping to do for you. Is that making some sense? Give me a love heart or a thumbs up if some of this is relating from you. So from that moment in my life, it really started to unfold for me in a new and wonderful way. And I followed my inner knowing, my truth, yeah, which I wasn't even in touch with before. It was just too blocked up by too much crap and shit, yeah, if I'm honest, right? And I found my true voice. I was also able to use my voice, yeah, which I'm able to do now. So I took responsibility for my happiness, yeah, and this is what it's about, yeah, taking responsibility. And you are doing that by being here now, and I love you for that from the bottom of my heart, yeah. It doesn't mean it's all smooth sailing, you know, it's not going to be uncomfortable. Of course it can be, yeah. Sharing these things for you, you know, it's far easier for me now, but these are really personal things, yeah, and I do that in act of service, okay. And if you told me years ago I would be sharing stories like this, I'll be like, no way. Yeah, because I wouldn't have felt safe to do that. And now I know this is not true. It's our gift, right? And it's the same for you. So I really want to share some of that magic with you today. How to become one with yourself, at one with yourself, yeah? So like I'm saying here, I was someone that really lost my true identity. I had a multitude of external personas, yeah, and various influences in my work life. I wore different masks as a wife, a colleague, a boss, a sister, yeah, whatever it might be. And culture as well as traumatic experiences for me, yeah, and as a young adult, which mainly came from my parents, my mum in particular, and my partners, yeah. So therefore, the essence of being myself was really not accepted. Yeah, it was really not accepted. So without realizing, I soon pushed that away. Yeah, and we all have this on different levels. Your story may be, not as bad as mine, and I say that with caution, yeah, because it's all relative. It's all relative, yeah. So you may be thinking, oh, my life wasn't that bad, or maybe it was worse, or whatever. But it doesn't matter. It's all relative anyway, yeah. It's really about acknowledging what it is for you, yeah, and what that's brought forward for you. Okay, so we want to let go of comparison here, yeah. So I work with very successful women, yeah, that suffer this inner struggle, if you like, and we remedy that quickly. So it's not that you have to come from a terrible background, but you might, yeah, and that's okay too. So for me, what I did instead of being myself is I conformed, yeah. I tried to please others. Do you recognize that in yourself? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you do, or let me know later if you're watching this back. Do you recognize that? Yeah, and I really tried to make my life perfect from the outside, yeah. Do the things that you're meant to do, get the right job, get the right house, get the right husband, have the kids, whatever it may be. And then had this heavy feeling of, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, I'm feeling negative or overwhelmed, stressed, yeah. What's going on? Why am I not enjoying this? Yeah. So I achieved a perfect life on the outside, like many of us do. And there's a reason why that was happening. Yeah. And it's all about owning your story. So like I say, the biggest and most devastating catalyst for me was when I was 17, and my dad, who was the person I mentioned at the beginning actually, and now I say it and I reveal it to you, that it was my dad that took his own life when I was 17, yeah. And that did turn my life upside down, because I believe there's nothing worse than a wasted life, and that's why you're here. And it was finding out from that wound that it gave me a gift, yeah. Going through that pain has given me a gift to do the work I do today, yeah. So those wounds are gifts, yeah. And they also are a problem. They're also a problem, and we're going to talk more about why they can be a problem, because if we don't heal them and release them, we then can live for them in a very unhealthy way, yeah, and attract things that we don't desire, yeah, and that cause us pain, yeah, or we can have a lack of self-compassion and self-love for ourselves too. So I'm really saying this to you today, ladies, for you to feel into a loss, yeah. So what is a loss that you've had? What is a change, yeah, that's derailed you in some way? Put it in the comments, or feel into that. Write that down for yourself. Write it down anyway, or think about it. What is a change that has derailed you, yeah, as you've been listening to my experiences? What could be yours, yeah? And it doesn't, like I say, have to be as big as that. It could be, you know, you thought something was going a certain way and it's not. Maybe it was a love relationship, maybe it was you know, a project at work, or maybe you know, you were hoping to be part of a certain friendship group and you've been put aside, or whatever it may be for you, yeah. Just feeling into what is it that loss or change that's derailed you in some way. So when you know, when you thought your life was going a certain way, and then it just changes, yeah. And they may be things from the past, like I've been talking about, and I am going to invite you to own your story as well. Or they may be things from the more recent and the now, yeah, and just voicing what that is for you, where you felt there's a loss or an absence, yeah, whether that's a loss of a plan, a loss of a dream, a loss of a direction, a loss of a relationship, yeah, a loss of a feeling, yeah, whatever it may be, yeah, because this stuff has gifts for us, okay? So that is why I'm here today, doing what I do successfully as well, and I am not special. And it's available to all of us, and this is why I want to share this gift with you. But I needed to know this, yeah, and go there to create that life that I love, yeah, from the inside out. And the way I did this is to take on a new level of responsibility. So that means not just watching, yeah, that means taking part and implementing, feeling into these things for yourself, okay? That's where you're going to get the most value, yeah, not just by watching. You'll get some by watching, but it really is taking responsibility in a new way, yeah? And that can be triggering, because we feel we need to take responsibility. It's, you know, it's confronting. We can't blame anyone else anymore. And frankly, you know, it's really easy to change from the inside out. So we don't need to blame anyone else. And we don't, in the Liberate Me formula, when we work with clients, we don't need to change anyone else. I mean, they do change as if by magic. So relationships improve very quickly when I'm working with my clients, because they're doing the inner work and then they get the outer result, right? Yet that's not why we do it, yeah, but it does get that result, okay? So that's the side effect, okay? So like I said, I was really, it is triggering and confronting, so I do congratulate you for joining these masterclasses, and I invite you to see it all the way through, yeah? The tons of value here for you to really dive in and get some coaching. And you are allowed to comment and give me love hearts and thumbs ups and questions, and I will answer them now or later whenever you get to watch this, because I know that there's women on this group that are from all over the world, so not all of you are going to be able to be here live, okay? So well done to you. So what is this all about? Yeah, the first step is creating a relationship with yourself. If you're unable to create a relationship with yourself and own your story and heal those wounds, which we will be going on to, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that in your relationships from other people. Yeah, it starts with us. Yeah, you can't really gain what you don't have with yourself with other people, whether that's your husband, your children, your boss, your clients, whatever it is. Yeah, it keeps you stuck. Yeah, we infiltrate those experiences. So I'm giving you nuggets from the formula today to really help expand you in that. So the exercise, like I say, yeah, our story is really around two things: owning our story, knowing who we are. So I have my story written out that I wrote out from years ago. Yeah, it's very raw, it's very real. If you want a copy of that to help you write your story, because that's what I'm going to ask you to do, go away and write your story from your heart. Yeah, own your story. What is your story? Write it. Yeah, and if you don't know where to start, then just put a yes in the comments and say, Anita, give me your story that you wrote years ago. And I wrote that years ago, before I was doing this kind of work. So it's very raw and real. Way too much to have gone into in this live. So I've skirted over it, some of those things and those experiences that came forward from me in my life that have helped me to be who I am today, and how I've used that pain to really find out who I am and my purpose and heal those wounds so I don't attract or live from a wounded place. Yeah, and how to get rid of beliefs that don't belong to me, yeah, and cultural restrictions that don't belong to me, and how to do that in a very graceful way, yeah, to become empowered sort of unapologetically, and how I've done that. So if you want that story, then just give me a yes in the comments, and I will happily private message and send it to you, yeah, or you can private message me if you prefer, because I know some of this stuff is raw and real, but I encourage you. Yeah, the idea of us sharing these masterclasses is to say we're all in the same boat, we're in this together. So let's be brave and show up, ladies. Yeah, so once you get that, either write your story, you're very welcome to share it with me, yeah, and tell me how that experience was for you. I'd love to hear about that here on the comments. But if it feels you want to share it with me privately, you happily you can message me privately with that as well, because I know this stuff is new, it's raw, it's vulnerable. Yeah, I've been doing this stuff for some years, so I share this, and I know it's not easy. Okay, I know it's not easy, so I just want to open up a space for you that you're able to be with your story, share it. I'm very willing to give you mine. Just give me a thumbs up, love heart, or a yes in the comments, and I'll make sure you get a copy of that to help you and inspire you to bring yours out of yourself. Yeah. So why is it so important? It holds your purpose. It holds in it who you are. It holds in it your wounds, beliefs, and blocks that are holding you back. This is why your story is so important, yeah? And then we can rewrite history, ladies. We can rewrite it. You don't have to be your story, yeah? You are not those experiences. It doesn't mean that's who you are, yeah? You get to evolve from it and become who you really are and have the impact that you wish to have on the world, yeah? Live that purpose. Even, have a six-figure business from that purpose, if that's what's calling you, yeah? Whatever it is for you, or whether it's just to enjoy your life more and feel more confident and feel less overwhelmed and feel more positive, it holds the secret to that. That's what your story does for you. Are we getting this? Are we getting this? Give me a thumbs up if you're getting this, okay? So it is going to help you identify those wounds, identities, and beliefs that just don't belong to you. Yeah, you may be conscious of that or unconscious of that. And as you write your story, you might want to start feeling into that, yeah? So here in the Liberate Me formula, we have the steps to do that. And it's really easy to resolve it. So you're getting some of those nuggets now, okay? And you're going to be having a very different experience in 2019 as you go on this experience, okay? So I'm super excited for that for you. And I'm excited to share this masterclass with you. So this is really, I'm just looking at my notes if there was anything else. This is really great groundwork, yeah? Is to own your story. Just to write your story out, yeah? And if you're thinking, I don't know where to start with my story, or if, I would write a novel, where do I start from? Do I start from zero? Yeah. Then please request my story. I have it written. I haven't changed it. I haven't edited it. I wrote it years ago. Yeah, so it isn't from this space that I'm in now. It's from the woman I was then. I've grown and evolved from that space since then. And I'm really happy to share that with you. So just give me a yes or a thumbs up in the comments, and I will give you that story, yeah? In service of you, to help you, inspire you to write yours, yeah? And really sharing that with me in this group, on the comments, letting us know what have been your aha moments here today. What is your story? What has been the experience of feeling into your story for the same time, even if you don't want to share what your story is? Yeah, and if you would like, you can message me privately as well, because I know that this stuff is raw, real, and vulnerable, and you're just trying to step into this, yeah? So sending you so much love. I am going to apologize again if I am the wrong way up. I don't know. I was when I started. Let me know if I am. Let me know how you're feeling. Yeah. So let me know if you've got one thing out of this that has really helped you. One thing. And what is that one thing that you got out of this? Yeah. What is the one thing that you've got out of listening to this today? Yeah. I'm really owning what that is. And I invite you to pop it into the comments. Yeah. What is that one thing that you really got it out of today? Yeah. And own that for yourself. Write it down. Share it in the comments. I will be coming back on again tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the masterclass again. So I will see you there. If you can be there live, brilliant. If you can't, don't worry. Just click on the event that you're going or come back to the group and you'll see that it's here, it's recorded, so you can be with it in your own time. And I will be going back and having a look at your questions and anything that's coming up for you, your insights and that one thing. And again, if you do want my story, the written version of it that I wrote years ago, yeah, when I was more in the position of the clients I now work with, raw, real, unedited, to help to inspire you, then just give me a yes or a thumbs up in the comments. Yeah. And do message me privately if there's something you're wanting to share and you're not quite ready to share it on the group as well. Okay, I am here for you, sending you so much love from Liberate Me, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Raquel, for being here. Thank you to Neelam for being here, and thank you to Sandy for being here as well. And anyone else that's been watching, do give me a thumbs up and a love heart. Yeah, and if you feel this is going to help anyone else, women you know, this series of masterclasses, you know, share this group with them or share this class with them and let them know that this is there for them as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful act of service as well. So sending you so much love, and I really hope this has served you today. I can't wait to get back on for masterclass number 2 tomorrow, and I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Mwah! Bye bye.